Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe, and everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. All contributions are highly appreciated, and all are welcome on this channel. Okay. Tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. It is a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on this channel and you really want to see what's up. Okay. Be sure to tell a family, friend, or foe you know to come on over and subscribe to the channel so they can be privy to these spiritual notifications. There is enough space in this place for everyone to be notified. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Hi, how you doing? Hope you all are feeling lovely and bubbly today, this evening, this afternoon, wherever you are on the Mizak Collective. We're starting off with rest, okay? Spirit is clearly saying it's time for you to possibly get some rest. Maybe you're feeling drained. Maybe you're feeling tired lately. Maybe you're feeling like you need some rest. Maybe you're someone who's picking up a lot of hours for work. Okay, you're picking up that overtime. Maybe you have a goal you're trying to meet. Spirit is saying it's okay, to reach your goals, but you have to make sure that you are resting and rejuvenating in between. Okay, make sure you're getting your rest. Make sure you're drinking your water. Make sure you're eating proper meals. Nothing to worry about, but it's a good idea to make sure that you are getting proper rest at this time. The next card we have here is success, okay? And so Spirit is saying for you to get rest because there could be a surprise of success or victory headed your way. Maybe you're starting a business. Maybe you're about to receive a promotion. Maybe there's going to be some kind of increase or upgrade in your life. And so that's why Spirit is telling you to get into the habit of making sure that you are regularly having your TLC, taking time to rest and rejuvenate. Find a way to consistently, maybe a routine, making sure that you're, get enough hours of sleep, whatever works for you. Some people need 8 hours. Some people can move off of 4 hours, whatever works for you, but make sure you're getting your proper rest and you have some kind of routine, where you can unwind, and recalibrate your energy. But I'm picking up that this rest is because there's some kind of increase or upgrade that is headed your way in your life. And so Spirit is also saying enjoy the rest while you can, because the success or the increase you have been looking for, it is headed your way. So enjoy it while you can, Source is saying, okay? Enjoy it while you can. So make sure that you are taking care of yourself. We're going to tap into the tarot, okay? Maybe you're at the beginning of starting a business. Maybe you're just now getting something off of the ground. Maybe things were moving slow, but Spirit is saying it's going to increase. It's going to increase for you in more ways than one, in a very wonderful way. And they want you to be well rested. There's nothing to fear, but they want you to be prepared as well as well rested. And so that you're able to adapt to this new energy, things will accelerate pretty fast for you. Maybe you have some sort of business where you patronize different customers. Your clientele is going to increase. And so where you're used to not being so booked and busy, you will be booked and busy, whether you are a tarot reader, whether you do hair, nails, whether you cut hair, whether you're an entrepreneur of any type. You could be a landscaper, someone who does home improvement, an auto mechanic, okay, a chef, someone who does catering, okay, a baker, someone who makes cakes for people. Your clientele is going to increase and it's going to come out of nowhere as a surprise, but you're going to be happy to receive this surprise and this increase, okay, because it means more greenbacks, more blue shell, more blue cheese for you, more stability, more security, so but Spirit wants you to be well rested, in the process, so that you'll be able to maintain and also, meet the requirements and the demands that are going to be placed in front of you, okay? And so you was at a place and space, where you thought that things, were moving pretty slow. Maybe there were times where you wanted to possibly, give up, on this business venture, give up on starting this business or whatever your hobby or this passion project is. I'm picking up on someone also, maybe bought a house recently. Maybe you're fixing it up. Maybe you're going day by day, week by week, fixing it up, and you're using your own funds to do it. And so there may have been moments where you just wanted to like throw in the towel, like, you know what? You know what? If they increase the lumber one more time, Spirit is saying, hang on, things are going to get better. You're going to receive some kind of assistance, or someone is going to lead you to where you can purchase the supplies that you need to repair this home or to upgrade this home that you are in, or you're preparing this home for another family. Someone's going to direct you. This could be communication through a total stranger, okay, or through word of mouth, okay, of where to buy supplies or some kind of hardware or something where you can get discounts and really stretch your money, honey. So hang in there. Don't give up, okay? There may have been moments here with the 9 of Viking horns where you were in doubt, you were in disbelief, and you felt like, I don't know if this is ever going to take off. I don't know if I should keep going. There may have been moments where, like I said, you wanted to throw in the towel, but hang in there, keep the good fight up. And as you see right here, you see the man on the horse with the sword up in the air. Half of you wanted to give up. You were in disbelief. And the other half of you is saying, fight the good fight. Keep going, okay? Keep going. The doubt that you were feeling, Spirit is also saying could be projection from people who were watching you work on this passion project or watching you work on building this business, whatever it is for you. So put the reading where it resonates for you, collective. And so, there could have been projection also, people maybe doing some stinking thinking and putting their, once again, collective, there's someone who was in the business of minding your business, hoping to see you not successful, maybe talking bad or trying to slander what you were doing. I don't know why they're not, I don't know why they won't get a regular job, or he think he's going to start some kind of landscaping business. I don't know why she just won't go look for work. She's advertising, she's selling dinners. Well, they'll be looking crazy because your business will be increasing and things will pick up for you. And so, as I also always state in a lot of reads, when it comes to building and creating, the goal is, and the secret is here in life, is to never give up. Never give up on your goals, on your ambitions. Never throw the towel in, no matter what it looks like. You have to keep showing up, no matter who you are, where you're from, what your upbringing was like, whatever you've been through. And so these people who may have been passing judgment on you and your ideas and your deeds, or, maybe you purchased this home and maybe it's not in a favorable or a popular neighborhood. Maybe your family and friends criticize you. I don't know why the collective buy that house in that neighborhood. It is so ghetto over there, but each day you're getting up and you're showing up. You're going over there and you're putting the windows in. Then the next week you're putting some paint on the wall, putting some paint where it ain't. You making it happen. And so Spirit is saying keep that energy going and flowing, because the next card that we have here is the Queen of Vikings, okay? This is someone very outspoken but also confident. So keep that confidence about you, okay? Keep that confidence and keep that wit about you. Do not fold, when you feel like you are under pressure, because this energy is not yours. And even though it may look horrifying, like these cards that I am holding up, okay? This is called the Unseen Horror Awaits deck here, okay? It may look a way to you depending on your perception of reality, but these are actually wonderful cards, and it's not what it seems. So Spirit is saying to you that it is not what it seems. Do not believe the illusion. Do not feed the fears. Just like they say when we go to the zoo, don't feed the animals. Do not feed the fears. And so the next card we have here is the King of Skulls. And so you are in full control. There is someone who are speaking about you and your deeds and your mission that you are on in developing this project. They wanted to be in full control of you. They wanted to be someone who kind of navigates you and steer you in the direction that they want you to go in. So this could be someone who is known maybe to be the matriarch of your family. This could be a parental figure. figure. This could be a sibling who's maybe older than you. Maybe you're the youngest or you're the middle child, but this is someone who wants to control you. And so as they see you making this progress, the reason they slander, they're hoping that their projections will create a ripple effect, but the little engine that could, poor little ting ting, just because they form that weapon doesn't mean it will prosper. And so Spirit is saying with the high priestess energy that you are very wise and you are very intelligent and you know what steps to make next. And you also are aware of these people who are throwing this negative energy. During this read, you may be saying to yourself, I know exactly who that is who's criticizing what I'm doing. But those are the people who needs to be ignored and disregarded because they're not cheering for you, they're not lifting you up, and they are not applauding you. Okay? And so Spirit is saying, make sure that you are focusing your attention. If you're going to communicate about anything or spend time with people, make sure it's people who want to see you win. Make sure it's people who wants to celebrate your progress and your achievement and not be so critical because, the truth is we all have to start from somewhere. No one is perfect. And, fortune always favors the bold. So continue to be brave and be bold and be you. And with the moon energy here, Spirit is saying do not allow that negative energy, that dark energy of projection from others to loom out of the shadows and distract you. Make sure you're staying centered and make sure you're staying the course. Stick to your word. A good example of this is Spirit is saying, like, if you have an appointment, to go somewhere or handle some business, get into the habit of sticking to your word, sticking to what you plan. Let no one or nothing deter your mood, okay? Because they want you to feel overwhelmed. They want you to feel like you cannot complete this project. You cannot be a homeowner. It's not possible for you to rehab that property. It's not possible for you to increase your clientele if you are a barber or a hairstylist. It's not possible for you to increase your clientele if you are a nail tech. It's not possible for you to make flyers or advertise, or become world renowned, or you can become hood renowned or city renowned. Okay. And it's not that you're looking for fame, but there are people who are trying to protest against your success. And so this energy comes out in a lot of reads, but it is part of, the mission. It is how we learn. When we come up against different energies who wants to be resistant, whether it's, in the home front, in your personal life, someone you're dating, on your job, in your community. This is how we learn and we grow when we come across these energies. And so Spirit is saying, when you come across anyone who has that resistance or that negative energy, that familiar negative energy that doesn't reside with you, just simply say to yourself, this is a test and I'm going to pass it, or either remove yourself, if you're not forced to be in their presence, remove yourself from that person. You want to decrease them having access to you, and make sure you're giving access to yourself with the hermit energy. Make sure you're going within, and connecting with Spirit at all times, whatever your belief system is. Okay. All are welcome on this channel because you are in control. You are in control. You do have the authority. You do have options. You do have a say so. This is your life, no matter how you may feel, you are not someone who leaves themselves to be self-sacrificed, at the hands of someone else who has no positive regard or pure intentions for you. Okay. So Spirit wants you to make sure that you're just being mindful of this because this energy here is just you progressing and just people watching. I've been picking up a lot of this in the reads, the observation. While the world is going through a massive shift, we're constantly going through shifts and elevations, and we're also being given a massive dose of truth. There are people who are, they're at a standstill. They feel stuck, the truth that they are receiving, they are unable to resonate that, a change is happening and that there is good and light in the change that is being revealed to us. It is not all bad. Spirit is saying it is not all what it seems. And it is possible for you to always find your light in any dark moment, but it is up to you. You have to shift your perception, and you have to be working on yourself and expecting a great outcome, no matter what's popping, no matter what the tell light vision is telling you. The next card we have here is judgment. And I was just speaking that there's a lot of judgment taking place worldwide. The trumpets are blowing, people are receiving their dose of reality on all levels in every tax bracket. It doesn't matter, whether you make 10,000 a year to 50,000, quarter of a million to 3 million billionaire. It doesn't matter what your status is. You are receiving your dose of reality, and the rug of truth is being placed under your feet, whether you want to stand there or not. The rug of truth is being placed under all of our feet, whether we want to stand there or not. And so Spirit is clearly saying that it's time to get in the energy of going with the flow, finding your light in dark situations and going with the flow. There's always more than one way to meet your goal or to obtain your goal, whatever that is for you. And it's different for everyone. And so there's no need to feed the fears, Spirit is saying. You just have to find your light and what works for you. And according to who you are, that's different. Some people have children, some people don't. Some people are single, some people aren't. People have different desires. People have different goals. People have different demands and expectations of them. Expected of them. So we all are different people. And so Spirit is saying, as you constantly see these shifts and these changes happening in the world, there's no need to ever panic. You just find a way for you to continue to go in the flow, and interweaving with the energy that is present around you. Okay. We don't want to create resistance, because we are constantly in the energy of evolution. And so it would not make total sense to assume that you could remain the same and do nothing different and everything around you is constantly changing. It just wouldn't make sense there. Okay. And I'm pretty sure you agree with that. Okay. You wouldn't last long, you would kind of like, die off or something. You would kind of like fade, like dissolve, like an Alka-Seltzer or something, once it's dropped in the water, it fizzles out and it melts, and you would kind of like dissolve if you never ever wanted to change anything. It's impossible, to say, oh, I'm going to be this way and do this my entire life and change nothing. Well, you can do that, but there's a repercussion for that. You don't want to box with God. You don't want to, you don't want to create resistance, and it's your path of growth. You don't want to create resistance in your path of growth. Thank you, Spirit. You just don't want to do that, because it's like you will be fighting with yourself. And that doesn't make sense, not at all. Okay. And so it's all about with the Six of Skulls, it's all about reciprocity, that equal give and take, having that balance exchanged and given to you, and being mindful, making sure that those who come into your life are willing to reciprocate that energy. Okay. I want to get a few more oracle cards here. And so there's nothing to fret. You can do this. Keep going. Okay. Take a break if you must, but keep going. And I'm picking that up again. There's someone repairing a home or a house, and it's becoming costly for you. Maybe you're concerned, about, how you're going to buy the supplies. You already know how to do the work, but it's the supplies. The pricing of the supplies. And Spirit is saying someone is going to give you some kind of information, maybe somewhere to go to purchase these items at a discount price, or a store that sells them at a cheaper price, whether it's renting equipment, whether it's lumber, nuts, screws, bolts, drills, whatever it is that you need. Okay. Even roofing material, that's for somebody. Okay. And so Spirit wants you to make sure that you are constantly cleansing yourself as well, cleansing your aura and cleansing your mind, And if you're someone watching this and you say, I don't believe in all that. Well, you don't have to believe in it, because it is what it is. Energy is not destroyed. It just simply moves on from one person, place, and thing to another. It's never destroyed. But you can cleanse your aura and practice spiritual hygiene for yourself in whatever way fits for you. And so, keeping your home cleansed. And Spirit is saying, if you can do nothing else, keep your mind cleansed. And so keep your mind cleansed. The Spirit is saying something as simple as having some quiet time to yourself. even if it's 30 minutes, even if it's just 1 hour, having some quiet time, just you, just spirit, just you in nature, just you in your breath, just breathe in, breathe out, and just relaxing, and recalibrating your energy, okay? And doing that on a regular basis, with cleanse coming out there, that's something Spirit wants you to work on. You can do that in many, many ways, but you do it in a way that works for you. You don't have to take my advice. You can do some research on it and find what works for you in your household, okay? The next card we have here is passion, okay? And so you're working on, as I said, a passion project. And there's a lot of energies looking at you, observing you. And so that distraught energy that I was holding up earlier, this is the energy of confusion. This is also the energy of projection being sent upon you, okay? Well, that's what it says in the book, okay? It's not me making these up, okay? It's what it says in the book, darling. And so while you're working on your passion project here, as I was speaking on, that is not your energy. You are not confused. That is the energy of people whom are observing you. And this could be people, maybe are your friends, your family. These are people you trust in, collective. These are people who, maybe you shared some information with. This may be a cousin or a relative who took you to the hardware store, or who took you to go get the measurement for the windows. They're on the side of you and they're watching you, but they're also being critical behind your back, just saying things that are unsupportive of the deeds that you are involved in. And the deeds that you are involved in is growth and wholeness, and you're working towards progress. You're doing the best that you can. And I believe that everyone is doing the best that they can at this time. Really, in this moment, everyone is working with the scraps they're given. And what did Pac say? Mama made miracles every Thanksgiving. Okay. So Spirit wants you to keep your peace about yourself. Do not let these moments cause you to be unmotivated, uninspired, or make you feel like, oh no, I guess I can't do it. You know what? It's just cost too much. It's just too much. No, 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 no. Take a break, take a day off, a week off, whatever you need, but don't give up, because for some reason, and I'm pretty sure what I'm about to say, collective, you all have experienced this one time or another. For some reason, whenever we're about to give up on something, we be this close to meeting our goal. But we don't know that until you give up. And then you look back like, you know what? I should have hung in there a little longer. You've been and gave up on a situation on this property. I keep getting this house. Somebody's working on a house. Congratulations. Hang in there. And he's like, you know what? This stuff it's just too expensive. It's just too much, and then you've been and walked away, maybe sold the property or gave it up. And then a couple months later, you hit the lotto or you come into a large lump sum of money or something. You're like, dang, I could have so and so. You see what I'm saying? So be careful with that, because it's like when you do want to give up, and if you choose to give up, trust me, that feeling of wanting to give up, do not feed the fears. Hang in there, take you a break, because I'm pretty sure you're this much. No kidding. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about, to meeting your goal. It's like around the corner, but you don't know it because you can't see it. And that's the test. That's the test of your faith. That's the test of your tenacity. That's what it is. Take time. I just said take time to be still, to cleanse your mind. You can go into reflection. To cleanse your mind, you can go into reflection, even if it's an hour, even if it's 30 minutes. You can do it every day or every other day, whenever you need it. Take time to have those moments of silence and peace where you're not answering the phone, you're not distracted. It's just you. It's just you and spirit just chilling. And that's where you'll receive a lot of answers, a lot of clarity. You'll be able to fine tune yourself. I call it fine tuning, and strengthen your connection with Source, with God, with the Creator. Okay. The next card we have here is this. Oh, look at this. Boy, oh boy. What are we talking about? Look what came out. Disruption. And the whole read, I just said that is not your energy. People are trying to create disruption, and they're doing it through word of mouth. They're doing it through gossip and slander. There are people possibly working on the side of you. They could work at the same nail shop as you, the same barber shop as you. And they could be chatting with the clientele, or chatting with friends that you have in common, or family members. Put it where it resonates. And those same people are trying to slander your image and what you have going on. Now, this is just a spiritual notification. This is not a message to promote fear. This does not mean you need to run and front anybody off. Spirit is notifying you for you to harness this message, confirmation, and utilize it for your highest good. Utilize it. Sorry about that, collective. Utilize it for your highest good. You don't have to front anyone off. You don't have to confront anybody. You don't have to go and rage. No. Stay focused on you and keep building, because they're looking for you to give up. They want you to be frustrated. If you start complaining about something, you have somebody around you and they agree with the complaint, pay attention to that. Something like, man, this show do cost a lot of money. And the person on the side of you like, hell yeah, I don't see how you do it. I wouldn't even do it, man. There go a hater right there. Bing, 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 bing. Now, you don't have to front them off, but you can just say, I remember Lady Noble just said to watch out for, just listen out for that. Don't respond to it. Just, there go the hater right there. That's the hater spirit pointing out the disruption, who it is. They are agreeing with you, concurring with you when you are maybe feeling in lack or thinking in lack or not in your best energy. When instead a true friend would say, hang in there, you got it, dog. Is there something I can do to help you? I ain't get all of it, but I can give you something on it, because they see you doing something, working towards progress. That's what a real friend would do. And if they don't have the funds to help you, they will say, no, don't give up. You'll find a way. Yeah, it's that easy. Pay attention to those things. Now, that may sound small, but pay attention to that. And I don't care what you're involved in. If you selling dinners, maybe you cooking food. Maybe you like, you know what? I'm about to start advertising that I got these dinners, and I drop them off. I deliver. Yeah, don't pay attention. Pay attention. Ain't nobody gonna buy your dinner since the pandemic. Ain't nobody gonna buy that. They don't know you. Pay attention. That's another hater. Bing, 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 bing. You could be a nail tech. You know what I'm saying? You got your prices set. You done made your flyers. You might even got your website. You got your prices up there. The flyers look good. And your so-called BFF. Oh, that's what you charging for a full set? So-and-so doing for bing, 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 bing. You didn't ask her that. You didn't ask him that. They're supposed to be supportive. That is spirit. Everything I just named, showing you the haters, showing you the people who are not rooting for you. And you don't have to front them off. You don't have to announce your departure or your arrival. Just depart from their ass. And I don't cuss often, but I just said it. Depart from their butts. Let them go and let them flow, okay? Let them go. There's a lot of illumination, and people are being shown to you. So pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. And once again, Spirit is saying, don't front them off. These are the people we want you to let go. So we're showing that to you, because, see, when this comes in, they're not entitled to it. And we don't want them to even have a piece of it. So we're revealing to you. We're illuminating it to you now. We're showing you that who you think is your friend is not your friend. Who you think is supporting you is not supporting you. That's why we're illuminating this to you. We're shining a light on these people. That is not your energy that you are feeling when you're feeling sluggish and fatigued, and you got a lot of hours of sleep. Okay? All right? So, leave the naysayers where they are at, and make sure you are protecting yourself. That's what the cleanse is about. That's what the cleanse is about. Make sure you are protecting yourself. Okay? Make sure you are maintaining your energy and following your intuition at all times. Never disregard it. That's why it's important to get your rest. As Spirit stated in the beginning, get your rest because there is success heading your way and people know it on whatever you are working on, building or creating, or there's something you are connected to. And people are afraid that you're going to make it. You're going to be that one person that make it. You're going to be that one person that make it out of the hood. You're going to be that one person that make it out of your family. You're going to be that one person that made it out of your friend group. You know, you're going to be that one person that made it out of your high school. Okay? You're going to be that one. You're going to be that one person that they dated and they mistreated and they dumped. And now they look back and you got it going on. People are afraid. They're afraid of your success. And it's sad to say, but it happens every day, all over the world. It happens every day. There are a portion of people drinking haterade. They Patty LaBelle's and Patty Pendergrass. And they drinking haterade, you know. Sometimes they drink it, they spray it on them, and they go out into the world and they try to project, you know, their inferior thoughts and theories of themselves onto others, hoping to sabotage, you know, hoping to destruct, hoping to disrupt what people are building, the positive things, happiness, good health, prosperity, abundance, success, you know? Yes. Slandering people's businesses and brands, plot planning, strategizing against people. There are a portion of people who spend all their time trying to run amok. Trying to run amok and trying to hurt others. It's just the truth. It is what it is. The Spirit is saying just remove yourself from these people. And do it permanently. You can't waver. You can't, you know, I'm going to deal with this person, you know, in the friend group, but I'm not going to deal with that one. No, if they're linked together, you got to cut them all off. You know, you can't deal with one cousin, but you got 4 other cousins you don't deal with. No, they're linked together. If they're toxic, you have to cut them all off. Because see, that's where friction is. That's where the friction arrives. Because the one you're dealing with is going to take back everything you're doing, everything you're saying. They're going to take it and tell the other person, and that's where the friction arrives. Well, so-and-so was at your house, and so-and-so was with you and said, well, so-and-so. You got to cut it at the root. You got to nip it in the bud, as they would say. So this concludes the read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. Later.